Hello my friends and welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. I'm back. I finally made it down to my studio. I'm at a point in my recovery that it's not so painful to go down the stairs if I take my time. So today was the first day that I played with alcohol inks and I am so happy to be back. And I was blessed with this gorgeous flower I'm going to show you. Now I used Amazon Basics photo paper for this painting. And I put down a drop of pitch black in the center first. And now see that little bottle that I'm using there with the needle nose? When I have a bottle of ink that is nearly empty, I take off that little pointy lid and I add a little bit of alcohol to it. I cover it, I shake it, and then I pour whatever is left into those little needle nose bottles that you see there. So anytime I have a red with just a drop or so in the bottle, I add the alcohol and all the reds go into one bottle, one of those little needle nose bottles that you see there. All the blues go into a bottle. So I can't tell you exactly what color it is that I'm using or how much alcohol is in there in comparison to the ink, because I just keep adding anytime I have a drop or two left in an alcohol ink bottle. And this is a really nice way to make sure you use every drop of ink that you purchase, because this stuff is not cheap. So you can see that I'm putting down just a little drop. I don't need to add any alcohol to this because there's alcohol already mixed in with the ink. So I'm just putting down a little drop and using my airbrush in these short little spurts of air. So I start at the center, I push the trigger, and then I push the ink out and release the trigger. And then I go back to the center and repeat the same process over and over again until I get a petal that I'm happy with. And if I get one that I'm not happy with, I just blow more ink over it. And the PSI on my compressor is set at 40. Now I work with my PSI a little bit higher because I'm confident in what I'm doing. However, if you're just starting out, I do suggest that you keep your PSI a little bit lower until you learn how to control the airbrush and you feel more confident in what you're doing. So you can see here just a little drop of ink and these short little bursts of air, starting at the center, blowing it out, releasing the trigger, and going back to the center and repeating the same process again and again. Now, of course, if you use a larger amount of alcohol, you'll get larger petals. But I didn't want large petals. I wanted these short little petals, and I wanted them to be flowy. And by using the airbrush in the way I've just described, you get these folds in the ink. So it makes it look dimensional, like there's folds in the petals. And this is a technique that I really, really love. Now, you can see at the bottom right-hand corner of that center, I have the pitch black flowing into the red, and I really like the way that looks. I can visualize a center exactly where it needs to be for this painting. So I had a little trouble with my snow cap because I haven't used the inks in so long. It's settled at the bottom of the bottle and it's separated. So of course you usually shake the heck out of the bottle and you'll hear the little beads going back and forth, but no matter how much I shook that bottle, I could not get it to combine properly again. So I thought I had, so I put it into my little shot glass there and I started dotting with my micro brush. And I always start dotting where I want my highlight to be, where I want it to appear that the sun is shining. So as I go further down, I make my dots further apart and smaller because I need to reload the brush so there's less ink on there and the dots become a little bit smaller, and I like that. But you can see that the pitch black absorbed the ink because it wasn't mixed well enough. So I'm shaking the hell out of that bottle right now. And I thought that I had done a good job shaking it, although I didn't hear the little bead rattling inside. I also made a mess. I got ink all over my hands. And then I decided to try it again, not realizing that it was not mixed well enough. So in a moment, I'll show you a trick. If you ever have this issue, I'm going to show you a trick that will really help you. I'm still shaking that bottle, by the way. Okay, so I've added a little bit more of the snow cap to my little shot glass there, and I'm adding some dots, and it looks like it worked, like I mixed it well enough, but you'll see in a moment that they started to fade again. Now, I didn't mind so much that they faded because usually that creates a really nice foundation for the center. It will help give it depth. So they faded, didn't work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry the center, but I'm also going to dry, you can't see the blow dryer off camera, but you can see that I'm holding the little shot glass and I'm drying the ink that I put on there. And that usually helps make it thicker so that it shows up better. And now my dots will not fade. So again, I'm starting at the top where I want my highlight to be. And as I need to reload my brush, I start making these dots further down the center, and I make them a little bit further apart, and they get a little bit smaller as well. So while you watch me finish this center, I'll remind you that all the products used are listed in the description box. If you click on Show More, it will expand, and there I have a link that if you click on will take you to my Amazon store, and there you'll see all the products used so you can take a look or purchase them if you like. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your interaction with my channel is really helpful. It doesn't cost a thing, but it lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my content, and it makes my videos available to more people. And I really do appreciate it. Also, check out our Facebook group, Vivo Vintage Design Tutorials, where you can post your versions of the paintings and techniques learned on this channel. And if you ever have any questions or if you find yourself stuck, you can always reach me there, as well as our wonderful group of members that are incredibly talented and supportive. It's such a really wonderful environment, and I'm very proud of that channel and our members. So I hope that you consider joining and that I see you there. So we're getting close to the end here. And you can see that I've concentrated most of my dots at the top so they appear lighter, like the sun is shining on the top of that center, and the bottom remains in shadow. And then I dried it. So I was really happy with the way this flower turned out. It was a nice way for the inks to welcome me back. I hope they continue to behave so kindly. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. I'll always get back to you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.